So we're just going, or is it? Oh, we're going now.
Yeah. It's starting.
Oh, did I think it just cut out.
I think so.
Oh, wait, nope, there it goes.
There we go. Okay, all right, everyone.
Technical difficulties.
Yes. Hello, guys, and welcome to a new podcast that Cayden and I are going to.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Cayden and I? You're the one that came up with this idea, not you. You're the one that wanted this.
Well, I wanted it because because so many people have tuned in to you and I, and they repeatedly tell us that we need to that we need to put more of Cayden and John on on the broadcast. So here we are.
You got your wish.
Yes. Yes. Because honestly, on the new platform 96.9, once we get the license, I'm going to be on in the mornings, and Cayden's going to join me when he can. So, which we might do some pre-record segments, which, yeah.
Especially with the soundboard.
Yeah. But yeah. So, and this is kind of like just kind of like, again, the Facebook post says it all. This is our inaugural broadcast of whatever we decide to call this show.
Yeah, I jokingly said Autistic Cards because John was saying like we should talk about magic, and I mean there's just tons of different magic stuff out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we're live on Facebook, for this first broadcast. So, let us know what you guys think, and we'll just kind of go from there. But this idea kind of came I wanted to kind of do, because Kay and I just like goof off a lot, especially online when we play Magic the Gathering Arena, and that's kind of like where I kind of got inspired by I want to do like more I wanted to do more
I wouldn't touch that.
Okay.
you there's behind the scenes of we were doing stuff and John touched the camera and oh boy, it was mad.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super mad.
Yeah, so I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to fix the angles just a little bit. Don't mind me. Okay. Well, anyway, Actually, I'm gonna move this just a smidge.
So hopefully it doesn't break everything.
Yeah. Oh wait, I want to try because I'm trying to get the.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get this up. There.
You should.
My bad.
Sorry. You should have said something. Why messing with all this junk and then could have possibly just messed up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or I could just grab the thing and throw it out the window.
Yeah. All right. So for those of you who don't know us already, I'm John Graham. I work full time as a delivery driver for Amazon, while I'm also busy fundraising for the Spectrum 96.9. And Cayden, what do you do full time?
If anyone has watched this, I work at Kroger down off of DuPont.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of stories.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have my, and that's kind of like the whole point of this podcast is for us to do, whether it be weekly or bi-weekly, which is twice a month, just kind of our own little podcast, and talk about whatever comes to our minds.
Well, I mean, if you want to start out with what's called Autistic Cards, it was obviously Magic the Gathering related.
Yeah.
But then again, it's just we're workshopping it. I think I said that right. Workshopping it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and we're in our commercial office, where where this is going to be the new podcast room. Our studio is going to be, down in the other room, down the hall. And this is going to be more podcast related, because we have the cameras in there. But I'm so happy though that, that this is coming, true. And, apparently I just turned on. I don't know what I did, but I just
ignore it.
Yeah.
Let it do it. You don't want to mess with it.
Yeah. So, but regardless, we're here, and we're recording this, I guess, and also live on Friday, July 31st, 2026. And so I guess let's bring up magic, because that's kind of like the whole point of this show. And I'll let Cayden's mind kind of
mine. You want to talk about the stories that we've done?
Yes.
Like the freaking.
Yes. Let's start off with the story that Cayden's still not letting it down.
the freaking pre-release story. I think they.
Yeah.
The smoking gun, if you will.
Yes. Yeah.
For those that know, the newest set for Magic is the Hobbit set.
Yes.
And phone. and pretty much 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, we went to Summit up by Jefferson to ask, hey, when's the pre-release? It was the one by Glenbrook. My bad. And and John asked when with the pre-release is, and it was August 7th. Can you silence your phone?
Yes.
Down in front.
Down in front, people. Down in front.
Anyway, yeah. So it was August 7th, and you put it in his calendar. And when we got home, he dropped me off and everything like that. I asked, when was the pre-release? He told me August 8th. And he only found out basically essentially a week now, because we were hanging out.
Yeah.
And we were looking at our schedule to do something else about my schedule. Well, he saw that I put it in there August 8th. And he asked me why. Hey, because you told me.
Yeah.
Told me. Hey, and you were adamant like, no, it's the 7th. I pull out my phone and show him the smoking gun.
So here's another smoking gun too. Here it is in my actual calendar, the 7th. Oh, come on. Come on.
The phone says, screw you. The camera says, screw you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me,
Okay, there we go. That's happy.
Okay. All right. Can you track me now, please, camera? Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, there it is. August 7th, Hobbit Magic Gathering. So, so there it is. The smoking gun. August 7th. And I still cannot believe that I completely, that I told him like a day. I was a day off.
Yeah, and it would have been bad because I would have had to work.
Yeah.
We still probably would make it, but still.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I show him literally the smoking gun.
Yes. Yeah. The smoking gun. Because like my mind is thinking like, Cayden, why did you request off the 8th?
And you found out that you told me. I was going off your words, bud.
I put my own foot in my mouth that day, ladies and gentlemen.
You were being you thought like, oh, I'm like, no, you're wrong, I'm right, and hello, oh, I'm right, you're wrong.
I'm actually thinking. Well, actually, no, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but like,
thinking, he says.
Actually thinking when sometimes thinking actually gets me in trouble. But
like the one, like the freaking one last night.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just like super funny that that I told them the wrong day.
And you believed it, so.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the thing is, Cayden is always blunt, and like he'll tell you what it is. Like, he's not a liar. Like, so he would never lie.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you said.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the Hobbit pre-release, is going on nationwide for select stores. You can check out the companion app, which is also kind of where you can also.
It's basically just a bunch of just Magic the Gathering news and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can find events and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're into Magic, which I
assume everyone is who'll be watching this.
Yeah.
Or at least a good chunk, or whatever we do.
Yeah. But yeah, because like Magic is a big thing. That and comic books. Which, by the way, I know I said this before, but Cayden is on the search for what issue?
It was Shredder second. It's a Shredder one.
Yeah.
And I have 1, 3, and 4, and I recently got the 7th.
Yeah.
Just because I like the art.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, there are Magic comic books. I have some of those.
Yes.
Just for reference.
Yeah. Or like and I know that I do as well.
It's mainly Sonic.
Yeah.
Really, it's mainly Sonic. I have two full sets of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I got that volume of Last Ronin.
Yeah.
And I have basically a bunch of Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic. So.
Yeah. So
So if I was wondering, the pre-release is August 7th or 8th, is it, John?
Yes. Yep, it's August 7th. It's August 7th, y'all. It's August 7th.
I will not let him down. I'm not gonna let it live him. I'm not gonna let him live that down.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't. I really want this joke to go to die with me to the grave. So. So
you go up to the pearly gates, John. What's the date? What was the date of the pre-release?
August 7th. It's really morbid, but it will crack me up if that's the day I turn over. It's August 7th.
Jesus.
What day is it? Hump day.
Jesus.
Which and I think part of this podcast is going to be very random because that's just kind of like how our mind.
Well, that's just how our podcasts go, regardless.
Yeah.
You have a set structure that you want to go to, and then we just kind of go all over the place.
And which speaking of which, when we were on the 21 Alive small business segment, like I had a script, and Stephanie even said, "Oh, we're gonna be so so shy, and we're not gonna follow it."
I mean, it's good to have at least an idea of what to
talk about. Yeah, like that. But
in case anyone wondering, though, this is not scripted.
Yeah. None of this podcast, even the Amplified Voices podcast, is scripted. I mean, we have some kind of idea on what we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And like for example, last week. Well, no, not actually. Yeah, I think it was last week, or maybe it was the week before. But Cayden told me in the car, "Oh, I'm gonna talk about the calendar mixed up, right?" I was like, "Oh yeah, obviously, yeah." So yeah, I want to say I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That we had that discussion here on Amplified Voices, but yeah. But talking about Magic though, the trailers for that they released, I think during MagicCon. for 2027.
I don't know if it was Magic. I found it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But so one of them is Zalfir, which is an old plane that was like during like the Phyrexian invasion and all that.
Yeah.
That, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but I'm not like it compared to the other two. It's so you got like African culture and all sort of stuff, which is fine. Compare that to BioShock Under the Sea. Yeah, and all that stuff, and all that entails to come through Atlantis, if you will, and then freaking Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Like Japanese style mechs fighting kaijus. What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you expect is going to be better, or at least cooler looking, in my opinion? Because I don't know what I'm going to go for the most. Either Noctilus or Titan Breach. I'm really it's a toss up which one.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna go for the Titan Breach and and the Pacific Rim, type.
That's Titan Breach.
See, guys, I mixed them up again.
Titan Breach is the Pacific Rim one. Noctilus is like the BioShock Atlantis one.
Oh yes. I'm definitely going for the BioShock Atlantis one because it's got like mermaids and
merfolk. Well, if you had watched the video I sent you it talked about the future of magic and first off, Tellurian Community College, shout out.
Tellurian Community College.
Anyway,
which
you
need to have this guy
I doubt we're ever gonna get that big for him to notice. As much as I would love it.
I'm going to
phone.
I'm going to tag Cayden in this video.
Jesus.
And Tellurian and because we can pick out different parts of the video to kind of to clip like for TikTok and for Snapchat and YouTube. But anyway, my digress.
Yeah. Anyway, he was talking about that. He even mentioned BioShock. I'm not even kidding you. Like he was talking about the humans in there, and he even said like BioShock-esque like armor and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, even he knows BioShock. I'm surprised.
Yeah. But I definitely don't think the magic world is going anywhere. In fact, on the day that we're recording this, which is July 31st at 3 Pacific, which is 6 Eastern, the professor is going to be doing a live on the app Whatnot. So you might miss it if you're watching this later. Because like I had to shift around kind of our podcast with Will, so we can do this and also do the the live video at 6. Because it's I would love to win something. I remember I remember like the last time I won something. Well, I also won Colts tickets last year recently. Kay and I went to the I think it was the Las Vegas Raiders game. That was such a great game.
Like, man, I don't, sports ain't no go for me.
Yeah. But yeah, and yeah, my phone is blowing up with people from the Some City group. But anyway, but yeah, like the Magic universe is not going anywhere. And like Cayden said, and this is kind of like why I mean, not only does it bring joy to me when we are out at Summit and doing these pre-release parties and even podcasts.
The one that we recorded, and then we've been to like 2 others.
Yeah. I would really love to, been there for the, or I mean, obviously we were both there for the pre-release for Turtles. But that would have been a fun broadcast. Just kind of seeing the cards that we unpacked and
Still looking for Ravenous Robots.
yeah.
I haven't got any packs recently.
Yeah. But but today you got like it's not
Magical Gathering related. I'm not going to talk about that.
You're not talking about that?
No.
Yeah.
It's just a random card pack that I saw at GameStop.
Yeah. So, and it was on sale. So
I wouldn't say on sale.
Not a bad deal, but
It's the camera.
yeah. Sorry. Oh.
Well, we're going to get back on track on Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah. But
Why you want to talk about the story, the two stories we had a couple days ago?
yes. Yes.
So which one do you want to hear? Which one do you want to hear for tell first?
The God story.
Not that one. The God story about my God deck.
Yeah.
Like it really relies on the whole Northwind Avatar and Kona Rescue Beastie. See, what Kona does is, as long as Kona is tapped, I can just bring a permanent on the field without paying its mana cost. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
And then Omniscience, which is I cast spells without paying its mana cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Northwind Avatar basically is when it enters, I can search outside the game and just grab a card out of the sideboard.
Yeah.
So I have a card picked, and I just basically just keep bouncing that back with a River Regent, which is just one. It has two things: either you discard one card, draw three, or play the creature, and just bounce two things. And so you can't bounce the one that originally, but you can bounce another one that I had on the field. So you just do a loop. But the one I was talking about was either the three Leonardos or the you just threw the game, which he does that a lot.
Yes. So the first story that he would like to talk about is and these were both on Magic Arena.
And these are recent too.
Yeah, most recent too. As Cayden said. So so the first one I was playing for my cat deck,
which it's just he modified one of the starter decks.
Yeah. But one of my absolute favorite cards in
removal
that
spells
deck spells is Banishing Light.
Yeah, it's a removal spell.
Yeah. And
which white has some good ones.
Yeah.
So honestly.
Yeah. And so
do you want me to go, or do you want to keep going?
You can explain it.
All right. So I built this deck. It's a lifelink ink deck I called Tank, and it's basically speaking just gain life every single turn. And then Leonardo, what he does is basically he has lifelink, and every time I gain life, he gets a counter on himself. And he's a legendary creature. So the legendary rule states that you can only have one legendary creature of that type on the battlefield at any given time. He Banishing Light the first one. Okay, hey, you expect the second one in the corner, and I played another one.
Yeah. And I was able to do Giant's Growth.
I'll get into that one. So he attacked with whatever, it's something Vanguard, and then a helpful, resourceful hunter.
Yes.
So I blocked the one and the creature that survived, killing your creature, and then you kill Leonardo with Giant's Growth with helpful hunter,
Yes.
and
and here's the thing. I thought I was safe.
You thought you were done, but no, you'll never expect the third Leonardo to come on the field.
No. Absolutely not.
I have 4 copies in that thing for just in case if that happens. It's not a commander. It's not a commander deck or a brawl deck.
Because Cayden knows me well, and
I really wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I knew you had some sort of combat trick up your sleeve.
Yeah.
If I was expecting that, but it was just so funny that I had 2 Leonardos in my hand.
Yeah. So my top three cards that I do not like is Leonardo, the performing artist,
For those who don't,
and Kona.
for those,
Kona just unleashes a lot of
oh yeah.
chaos.
Kona can really do a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to, you could do some scary things with Kona.
Yeah.
And what performing artist does is,
It takes life.
no, yes and no.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here's the thing though. It has a raid ability, so whenever anything attacks on my end that I control, well, the raid triggers, and it gives the opponent a choice: lose three life, if discard a card, or sack a permanent.
Yeah.
And fun fact, actually, I remember I just played a random game with that deck, and I won against someone who had a lifelink deck. So essentially, that's something that was supposed to be countered by that
Yeah.
performing artist. Nope, I won that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot believe he won. Yeah. I cannot believe he had 3 in his hand. Like, do you know how rare that is?
Not necessarily if you have 4 of them, with 60 cards, but it was still funny. The fact of like one of them I had in my hand, and then I drew one later, and then I drew the third one.
Yeah. Well, do you remember that there was that one game, because also in that deck I have 3 or 4 charm strays.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was either 2 or 3 months ago. It was some time ago that I just played Charm Stray back to back to back.
You just draw 4
and,
cards.
Yeah.
No. Oh, this was with the 100 Charm Stray is different. That one, that's a lifelink, and it's basically a horde thing. Where if you have one in the field, the one that was on the field gets a counter. And then if you play another one, you basically just grow the first one.
Yeah.
And you still buff the second one, but it's not as strong.
Yeah. Yeah. But the second game, and I'm gonna let Cayden tell more of the story here, because so
this is one of my other decks. I built an equipment deck, and I remember when I was building this deck, I was scrolling through all the artifacts, and I saw the Colossus Hammer, but specifically the one from Final Fantasy. It looks legit like the Pico Hammer that Amy uses from Sonic, and so that's why I built the deck. It's called Amy Rose. Anyway, that deck has barely anything to do with flyers. I mean, I can give a creature flying, but it's just one massive creature that bonks you over the head with a hammer. Hammer. So he got me down to 4 life, and he had 2 flyers. And
okay, yeah, because for some context here, because obviously I need to explain simple math here, which in my mind I wasn't thinking simple math. But yeah, like Cayden said, I was playing from my this time Final Fantasy deck, or Final Fantasy Sephiroth deck that I kind of also.
It's pretty much a starter deck that you can buy, right? There's some cards here and there that you just took some out and replaced with some random cards he had.
Yeah, but anyway, I had I had the Pixie Fairy, which
he had 2 of them.
Yeah, I had 2 of them, which her attack is.
It's 2/1.
Yeah.
So they do 2 damage and 1 HP.
Yeah. So and and again by simple math, I didn't figure out
simple math, but it's 2 plus 2 is 4.
Well, yeah, So
and I had nothing to do with it. I had no way to deal with it. You just full on. It's you just click, you just mash the buttons. Why you didn't attack?
Yeah.
And I ended up freaking winning with my 1 creature.
Yeah.
Who didn't, by the way, have the hammer.
Yeah. So because and people that don't know Magic, if he had another flyer, if he had a flyer, or if he had reach, he could have blocked. But I had. You had 2 flyers that could kill me, and he didn't. Yeah. It's why, John? Why?
It's not the first time.
Why do I come up? Why?
It's not the first time. It's not the first time you've done that.
Yeah, it's not the first time that I've had.
It's the 4th time you've done it.
I've literally lost my marbles, everyone. I literally have lost my marbles.
You've done it 4 times, Jesus.
No, I think this is like the second time.
No, second. Screw you. Hello. No, you've done this a few times before, but that's not the second time. I know that.
Oh yeah.
I ain't letting you down that. I ain't letting you get away with that one.
Yeah. Now last night we went to Power 9 Gaming. Who also hosted Commander Night, and we couldn't go on Tuesday night because I had family that came into town, and it was their last night, so we chose to go to a winery. But anyway, last night was fun. The first game, like, I was maybe the threat for maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah, you were, weren't I? Was being he was targeting me. Hello.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like maybe the threat. Well, I mean, maybe for like 2 minutes.
No, not necessarily.
And mainly for the reason, like, that I had, like, I had brought out.
You had more of a board state than anyone else.
Yeah.
For a couple seconds, he had the bigger board, but he was more of a. He's more targeting me than anything else than he was you.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I was trying to more so defend and also attack against our, against our opponent, which again with Commander, even though Kay and I play, I mean, we're not really.
We're very casual. We don't.
Yeah.
We're not ones to build stupid, insane decks.
Yeah.
We just we I have 2 precons. He has the one, and that's what we just normally play.
Yeah. And so anyways, so I attacked with and I forget the creature.
It was a 12. It was. I knew it was a. It got to like a 12/12 death touch.
Yeah, and death touch is not something that you would mess with.
Basically, what death touch is, if the creature takes damage and still survives, it dies regardless.
Yeah. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to attack with my commander, which might have been at that point something.
It was.
So I couldn't attack with my commander, which was also flying. And that one, and the commander was a 2/5, so 2 attack, 5 healing.
HP.
Yeah, 5 HP. But like, my creature would have, with the opponent would have been a trade, and I wasn't keen on getting rid of my creature just yet. So I attacked Cayden.
Yeah, which by the way, you have a choice to attack or not. You go to your combat phase and just kind of pass there, and then go to your second main phase, and then just pass the turn.
Yeah.
Earned.
Yeah. But the second game,
that ended quick.
Yeah, that ended quick.
Ended like 3 turns.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that there was any creatures in Magic that
there are a lot
that can infect you.
Yeah, that infect decks. There are like that, and that one's the more powerful. That's the more powerful just creature.
Yeah,
which are the Blightsteel Colossus.
Yeah. So, but the third game was definitely
so he was
pretty fun as well.
So the guy was playing a I think it was Anti-Venom. It's something healer. It was the Spider-Man cards, and basically what that one does, if it takes damage, it prevents the damage, but it gets whatever damage it takes gets counters on it. So if it took 1 damage, it gets 1 counter, and if it took 5 damage, it could take 5 counters on it. He then enchanted it so that if he took damage, it goes to that creature. So basically speaking, we couldn't kill him, and we can't kill the creature. Sure, we tried we tried 3 times to get rid of the enchantment. It didn't work. Anyway, but one of the turns was as John had a 1/1, and I had said that he can still attack, and then John just heard attack, and he's like, oh, I'm attacking with a 1/1. Like, look at the fucking board state, dude.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Look at the damn board state before you do anything. because you're gonna lose it regardless. He's either gonna lose it against me or he's gonna make the guy stronger. So
Yeah.
you just think before you act, and sometimes I wonder if thinking may not be the best option for you.
No.
If I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because I was reminding you, not telling you.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he can still attack. He has a 1/1. He can still attack.
Yeah.
And you heard attack and go.
Yeah.
Not even worrying about what was else battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know, and honestly, again, like, here's the thing, like, you know, again, Kay and I had this conversation in the car last night too. So, you know, obviously this is nothing to fuss about. But again, I'm going to go with my original stance, was that I originally was not going to attack.
Yeah.
You know, and then it just seems like when Cayden suggests something, like,
I wasn't suggesting.
Let me finish. It's almost like he wants to. It's like so. So whether and this is usually happens when we're playing in real life, because because like Magic Arena, it doesn't really, or like Magic Arena tells me like lays out all my options, and I can kind of see, a 360 view of.
You don't when you're playing physical.
What?
You don't get a 360 view when you play the whole game.
Yeah.
That's just what your eyes are for, bud. You look. What are you doing over there? What are you doing over there?
Well, yeah. But but like when because Cayden's helped get me into this.
And I help him all the time. So
yeah. Like that usually when Cayden suggests something, like it's I'm almost thinking, okay, like he sees like. I thought he saw like a plan for me to attack the opponent, because obviously I wasn't going to attack Cayden.
Yeah,
there wasn't any point because Cayden wasn't the threat. So like in fact, Cayden and I both.
Well, like I said, we tried.
Yeah, and Cayden and I were both, I think, at 12 HP then.
Well, no, we were at more. Or I forget how much it was. We got to 12, and that was basically. I was like, all right, it's time to end this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Oh.
Yeah, but again, like when Cayden suggests something, like, it's not like he's suggesting to jump off a cliff.
Can I just be something? Is he can attack a suggestion?
Yes, it is a suggestion.
But there's also a reminder, so you need to figure out which is which.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you figured the I'm going to attack option. He's wanting you to attack, which was clearly not the intention.
Yeah. And and again, like with these game nights being often casual, the opponent understood that, and because. Because, all right. So backstory here too, the opponent. I'm pretty sure this is around where he got more powerful. Every time that he was attacked, right?
Pretty much, he had the enchantment on the thing 2 turns earlier, so he already had that. And I want to point out, I was the one that even though I suggested he can't attack, and all right, attack. I'd swing. I was like, hold the phone here, bud. Look at the board states before we do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can get rid of it. You have no attack triggers or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that deck that he was playing does not have anything that deals with attacking.
Mine, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I felt the same way with that Cayden felt that we need to end this, so Cayden just kind of felt.
I mean, we tried twice, both of you or you occasion, and we just could not do it because he kept freaking protecting the damn thing.
Yeah. But I will say too, and
Camera's being an idiot.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's been a long time since I realized I can do that hand gesture and it zooms in. But anyway, as I was going to say, and this made me think of Cayden bringing out Leonardo 3 times, but although my deck didn't have Banishing Light, I had a spell that could get rid of any
Destroy target creature, I think it was.
Yeah, but and I honestly kind of kicked myself for playing a creature because that taps me out. And and I had that one spell in my hand.
And I was telling him that if you had not played that creature, you could have, you could have saved that spell because he tried playing the spell earlier on a creature with ward, which he still never gets.
Yeah, yeah.
So ward can do. It's pretty much just pay X. A lot of time it can be like, if you cast a spell on it, you have to do something extra. Sometimes it can be like discard a card, pay 2 life. Or most of the time, it's just pay more mana. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Ward.
Yeah. Ward.
That's what I tell him when he screws that up every time. He does it a lot.
Yeah. But I mean, I am starting to learn that ward takes 2 additional energy. Or 2.
Again, depends on the situation. Again, ward is just pay X in whatever X says on the card.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just pay X amount of mana.
Yeah. So, there's Aaron. But
what did he say?
Yes, hello, Aaron. But yeah, I'm just saying this now because I didn't tell him in the car, but I was just so baffled by that I didn't that I wish I could have taken that back.
I mean, I want to point out I was the one I said I was telling you if you didn't play that creature, you could have done the spell, and you were confused about what I was trying to tell you.
Well, that was because I was comprehending I was comprehending to myself that I realized that I really wish I could put our safety over my own personal safety. But and again, it's a learning curve. And I will say that I've gotten down terms a lot more faster than I actually thought I was. I thought I would because I remember for the longest time that I was having struggling online with reach and trample. Which with trample,
any excess damage gets put over the player.
So it's damage that carries over.
Yeah. So an example is if you have a 4/4, or let's say a 5/4, and the opponent blocks with 4/1/1s. Yeah. So each damage goes into the one creature, and that one damage goes into the player. That's the trample does. Yeah. If it doesn't have trample, all the damage gets wasted on that one creature. Yeah. And the reach counters flying. And flying, it just flies over the opponent's creatures and hits them directly. Yeah. But the one thing I do remember the most was in the beginning where you could not understand summoning sickness. Yes. Yeah. And so every time, you would play a creature, and then you would play something, you would play Giant's Growth on it, and I would say summoning sickness.
Yeah.
Yes, and I remember when you told me that you had no idea what that meant.
Yes, that is true. So and I don't remember what my excuse was.
No, so you were embarrassed to ask what that meant. Like, you had no idea what summoning sickness meant, and we were at my house. We were playing, and I said summoning sickness, and he go, "What is summoning sickness?" And I turned and he was like, "You don't know what this is?" And you said, "I was embarrassed to tell you." Don't freaking tell me, dude. I'm trying to help you. Like, summoning sickness as long as if you play a creature, you can't do anything until the next turn, or unless it has haste.
Yeah. So my best advice too for anyone playing Arena, and Cayden will tell you this too, is that just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Yeah, just because you have the mana, just because you have the mana doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, because because especially in my cat deck, when I can do spells like that, fairly easily, and they're very common spells. I keep on telling myself, God, why are these even highlighted? Because I'm not going to use them right now.
Because the game's telling you can do it.
Yeah. So I was pretty embarrassed by because I didn't understand what summoning sickness meant. I literally thought was just a phrase. And
I want to point out we had played at that time probably a total of at least 10 or so games.
Yeah.
Him's at that point and he still didn't get it.
Yeah.
And every time I said summoning sickness, I just thought he knew that because we played games before.
Yeah.
Where, there were times where we play 5 games and he understands it, and then one game it's like, what does a haste do? I've explained this to you 15 times.
Yeah.
What does reach do?
Yes.
It's 2 steps forwards, 3 steps back. Get it.
Yeah. So haste means that you can
it ignores summoning sickness.
Yeah. So basically, you can attack if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Usually, haste creatures are not that powerful. There are some that are, but most of the time, it's just a 1/1 to swing in for damage.
Yeah. And
that's kind of what red decks do.
Yeah.
Ooh, they just try to win by win as fast as possible.
Yeah.
At least that was an early game. Now it's with all the cards. Jeez.
Yeah.
There's so many cards.
Yeah. But yeah, that was and that's the thing is that it's in my mind it's all about growing and just kind of learning with the punches.
I mean, I want to point out Magic the Gathering is a very complex game to learn.
Yeah. And I definitely think that I've probably been playing it for a year now, maybe even more. Autism can often sometimes delude kind of social cues and all that. But the fact that I've kept up with it, for this long, and I've gotten reach down, I've gotten haste down, even though I haven't had many creatures in my deck or my hand that has haste. And now it's really all about just having fun and but also playing the game and just kind of learning.
I do want to point. I'm the only one that had actually built decks from scratch. You're the only one that modified them.
Yeah.
Which is a fine start. So.
Yeah, and and for me right now, it's when we're playing Commander physically that that's where the biggest learning curve thing is though. But I mean, it really helps that I have the game down for the most part. It's just more though that that I need to kind of have that same focus, that Arena, has online, but as Cayden has pointed out though numerous times, I still have. I still have those growth.
You still have the moments of first time playing Magic. We've played 100 games. Why am I taking you this again?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah. So, we're running into our 50 minutes now.
No.
Of the podcast.
So you wanna? I guess you wanna wrap it up.
I mean, you want to tell one more story?
Not at the moment. That's not to my off top of my head.
Well, I do want to tell a story. This is not top magic related, but last weekend, because we're not doing a podcast tonight, but last week we went to, as a group, Deep River Water Park, and on the toilet bowl ride, Cayden and I got stuck twice.
No, we didn't get stuck on the second time. We got stuck on the first time. We almost got stuck. There's a difference. Friends, we got stuck twice. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
First time we did.
Yeah. And Cayden, actually had to get out of the tube.
Yeah, I hopped out of the tube to get us unstuck.
Yeah. So it was a good old time. That was definitely fun. And once we were safe, Cayden did a little bit of a trick, where he.
It's just basically you're sitting in basically the donut tubes, if you will. It's a lot easier with the single ones, but basically speaking, what you do is since your arms or legs are the ones you're supporting you just basically throw your hands up in the air and legs and you just sink down.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that again in single one. If the single ones you go, I can get out fast.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, rating wise, I would probably give that day probably an 8 out of 10. Because I loved the memories that we both made, but the weather could have been great. It could have been a lot better. It was overcast for maybe
pretty much the entire time we were there.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense because the sun was out when we got there. And and then it seems like once we got through security and we changed, it was like, oh, there goes the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But the only things that we didn't do, obviously because of the weather, were the lazy river, or I mean the biggest one, and the tube slide on the
storm.
Yeah, the storm.
Surge.
Yeah, the storm. Which the storm and the tornado or toilet bowl ride seemed like they had.
The storm's always the busiest one. It's 3 slides. They really they should have had 3 staircases dedicated to each slide.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So but yeah, if you have a chance to check out Deep River Water Park, it's really it's definitely something worth checking out. So, but I think with that, unless Kane has anything else,
I think we probably should start wrapping it up.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap up here our first inaugural broadcast of the Cayden and Grammy podcast. Title still in the workshop, but yeah, that's gonna do it. So for myself, John Graham, for Cayden Ramsier.
Woohoo! Oh my god! I thought it just froze for a second.
I thought it was good.
There you go.
There we go.
Kind of.
Have a good day.
Yeah, I don't think mine does it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna try. I don't think.